Now, let's welcome Bobbie Carbonell of the Novant Health Brunswick Medical Center Emergency Department. Bobbie, thank you so much for coming today.
Good morning, June. Thank you very much for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Well, great. So to get us started, I'd like for you to share about your role with the emergency department at Novant Health Brunswick Medical Center. And before you start, I want to let everyone know that up until right now, we were masking, but because we're more than 6 feet apart, it's okay to do this, and everybody in the studio is masked except us.
Exactly.
So, all right, Bobbie, share that information with us about your role.
So I'm the emergency department manager, the nurse manager for Novant Brunswick Medical Center's Emergency Services. I've been there since February 2019, and I function in that role in the department and with our disaster planning and the pandemic planning and such as that.
And I understand you have a new assistant manager, is that correct?
I am very excited to say that Joe Hall has started with me as assistant nurse manager in the last month. He has actually been with Novant for a year in the emergency department and has been a nurse for 20-25 years. So we're excited to have him on board. He's doing a great job, and due to social distancing, I am here today without him.
That's right. We were going to have him too, but we'd been too close together. So
yeah, he's back at the house managing the functions.
Until you get
everyday
right back
operations.
there, right? So I'm sure there are some viewers out there who haven't met you before. So tell me a little bit about your background in your education. How did you pick the emergency department, for instance?
So I've been a nurse about 25 years, and 14 of those years have been in the emergency setting, disaster setting. I love the pace of the emergency department. I love that you get to see results usually right away, or we get to see the continuum of the care when they go upstairs. So that's pretty much what I've done the majority of my career. I've been in some other leadership roles operationally, but pretty much emergency departments since nursing school.
Where did you go to nursing school?
I started at Johnson Community College to get my ADN. I was a military wife, had 3 kids. So later in life, I went back and got my bachelor's. And then a little bit later, I finished my master's and ended up sitting for the boards to be a board-recognized nurse executive. So
nice.
I just feel like the field is, especially in emergency services, you just have to continue to learn.
Right, yeah.
Things change so rapidly, as we know.
Yeah. Well, I know that this has been an especially challenging year for you and your staff. And thank you for all that you do for your community. When no one else is working, the emergency department is definitely working. And I know that there's folks out there probably nervous about coming in to the emergency department because of the virus.
Right.
So tell me what patients can expect if they do present to the emergency department like right now.
So we're very careful about our sanitation practices, our protection, our personal protection equipment, and our, when our patients come in, we make sure they have masks on.
Right.
We take temperatures, we ask them the general questions, do you have a fever, have you been sick recently, and questions such as that. And we have an area in our lobby that we separate the known sick patients from something such as, I think I broke my foot on a skateboard accident, so that we can protect all of our patients. We have an excellent, I have to manage them up, our environmental services, they're out of this world.
They are.
They work miracles to keep our all of our hospital on top of procedures and guidelines and making sure that everything is clean and up to par for the next patient. We do have specific procedures that we go through for the rooms to assure that they're ready for the next patient. They're down for a little bit of time, but we take every precaution possible to assure that not only our patients but our staff are safe, as team members are safe as well.
Yeah, so there are a number of precautions taken, both in the waiting areas and in the rooms themselves. Do the patients social distance in the waiting area?
We do, yes ma'am. We have our chairs marked off. They're taped off and marked off so that we are at least, our patients are at least 6 foot apart. Those are wiped down frequently throughout the shift. A known positive patient goes into a specific area.
Okay.
And we have a HEPA filter in that room, so that's another process. We have 3 different processes in our lobby to assure that our patients can feel safe to come in, because ultimately the most important thing for our patients is that they come for treatment when they feel they need it.
Right. Yeah, I know there for a while people were afraid to come and put off things a little too long,
Right.
and ended up with something more severe. So let's switch gears a little bit. I know there's been another big change over the past couple of years with the addition of the NHRMC aircraft. So let's talk about the helicopter and like how often it's used, and what a great resource that's been for us.
That is an excellent resource for our community here. We have such a positive collaboration process with them. They have actually been on campus, the chopper and the crew, since February of 2019. They started out at 12 hours a shift, but thank goodness, we're so excited to say as of the first of this year, they're now on campus 24 hours a day.
24 hours. Wow.
So what that means for our STEMIs, our ST elevation MIs, in other words, heart attacks, our stroke patients, is that we can now, and since they've been on campus, get them back to our tertiary care center, which is New Hanover Regional Medical Center, within 18 to 20 minutes, which is amazing when you think about the drive. And I live in New Hanover County, so it could be anywhere from 35 to 50 minutes. So it's a tremendous resource for our community here. And we do a great job at Novant. We take care of our patients very, very well, but there are those patients that just have to go to a higher level of care, and they are there for us, and the collaboration process is in place, and it just works very smoothly. I think last month we transferred by flight, I want to say 9 or 10 patients, but since January it's just under 120 patients.
Wow.
That's tremendous for our community.
Yeah, and I understand that it also goes to the site if necessary, of an accident or...
So we are not a trauma center. We do have traumas that walk in, or they come in by private vehicle, but if we have a trauma, say a car accident in our community somewhere, they will land, or a fire, anything really that causes a trauma type accident for our patients, they literally can land the helicopter on scene, take the patient, and they're gone again in 18 minutes at, where they need to be to get the care they need.
So it looks like there's a significant amount of use for Airlink aircraft.
Yes, and with the growth in our area, we expect that to increase as well.
All right. Well, before we wrap up, Bobbie, what else would you like to add to our show today?
I think if there's one thing I could leave our community with is, please do not hesitate to come to the emergency department if you have any symptoms. There are plenty of advertisements that tell you what to look for cardiac events, for stroke events. These are not situations you can sit at home and think about and let COVID get in the way of coming for care. So we are safe. We're going to take care of you. We're going to make sure that you're protected. Please just come.
So those are time-sensitive events, both heart and stroke. So time is of the essence. So the quicker they can get there, the better.
Absolutely.
And so they don't have to be fearful of COVID. Don't let that impact your decision. Just
come
to the hospital.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Well, Bobbie, I appreciate your time. I know how busy you are, and I know you have to get right back to the emergency department. Please give Joe our good wishes, and we're going to have him on at another time.
He will love that. Thank you so much for having us. It was a pleasure to talk to you.
You're quite welcome.